Well, for our next comedian, she comes all the way from New York City. Chloe McGovern, would you please come to the stage? Chloe has been doing comedy since she was 18, which is, I think, a whole year ago.
Yeah,
she's
I'm
on the
lying
stage.
about my age. I'm 14. Please help. Okay, good to be here. Was that a school assembly? Chloe McGovern, please come to the stage. I'm like, am I in trouble? Am I fired? So great to be here. Hello. It's great to be here. I love being in gentrified San Francisco. It's good to see white people take back what is rightfully theirs, you know? You guys are flourishing. She just asked how many people here had bought a pair of Jordans, and 2 people raised their hand. That's beautiful. Oh, white is the driven snow, love it. It is an honor to be here tonight. I did wear my best Steve Jobs turtleneck, God bless his soul. Well, okay, I take that back. You can never bless something that didn't exist. He's soulless. I have an iPhone, he's doing fine. Okay, no one can hear me. You can't hear in a room this big. He's doing fine. It is nice to know that all the artists left in San Francisco are in fact in this building tonight. It's good. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, isn't it amazing that one of those poor Russian gymnasts found another hobby? And I'm not a Russian gymnast, I am a child prostitute with a dry wit. There's a difference. Common misunderstanding. But look, I'm not here to criticize the rich and powerful. I get that there are people just like us, you know. I wanted Hillary Clinton to win the general election, you know, not as a victory for women, but as a victory for people who are dead behind the eyes, because we need it. He'll get some feelings, see a therapist, let it out, cry it out, okay? But we are here to roast the tech industry, specifically morals and ethics in tech, which really puts the moron in oxymoronic, doesn't it? Moral and ethics in tech. That's like the time that I was dating this guy who was a little, you know, a little, what size, everyone who works in tech knows what I'm talking about. So I was dating him, and I was like, is it in? And he was like, oh. And I was like, are you sure? And then he was like, I just finished. It's like, yeah, maybe there are morals and ethics in tech, but if it's too small to feel, does it count? No offense to people with little penises, but you're trying your best, okay? Equality is very important in tech, of course, as in all fields. And just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I'm exempt, okay? I have my shortcomings. I do think it's time we embrace intersectionality. The 2016 election proved that white women need to be held accountable more than ever. You know, yes, one applause break from a brave white woman in the corner. Very brave. Which is why I think we should remember now more than ever that I am 25% Vietnamese. So, count me, only 75%, my fault. Only 75% of me wants to speak with your manager. The other 25% just wants to put mint leaves in my soup, you know? Leave me alone. My brown dad is actually here tonight, and I do have to say there are so many mixed race, middle-aged men in blue windbreakers here tonight. I felt like a child in a grocery store. I turned around and I was like, Dad? But it was a big year for ladies, right? Ladies, where are my ladies at? No, yeah, seriously, where are you? Are you here? Are you okay? We're here ordering lunch for the office, I assume. It was a big year for women. There was the Me Too movement, of course. The Me Too movement helped us discover that many Harvard, Stanford, and MIT grads could get a 4.0 GPA, but had never taken a Spanish class. Because if they had, they would know that no means no. Okay, not a lot of Spanish speakers in the building tonight. Now there are less women working in tech now than there were in the 1980s. I think the only thing that came from leaning in was an old man looking down Sheryl Sandberg's blouse. Sounds like we need more pussy pads and less shoulder pads, you know? Speaking of old perverts, Tumblr banned all porn from its website last week. Very sad, I know, huge tragedy for all of us. They did so because they said they wanted to prevent the dissemination of child porn, which if you ask me, I feel like they would want to prevent the dissemination of child porn. But that's just me. Coincidentally, Tumblr child porn is also what Elon Musk looked for to find Grimes, his girlfriend. Sorry, this is coming from a child prostitute, so I can say that. It's good though. It's good that Tumblr wanted to get the child porn off of its website. I'm not against that. I'm very happy for it. You know, if I wanted to see a pale, hairless, underdeveloped body, I just go over to the Google employee gym after work. It's like, lift some weights, you idiots. You look like boys. Okay. In another controversial move this year, Amazon decided to split its HQ2 into two headquarters between New York and DC, which, you know, why not kill two vibrant, economically diverse cities with one stone, you know? Very angry about it. It's very upsetting. You know, and a lot of people are wondering, where are all the families that have lived in these neighborhoods for generations going to live? But don't worry, Amazon Prime has a box for that. It's in your entryway, okay. But we have all heard stories of the horrific human rights abuses that take place at Amazon. And I'm not just talking about my right not to receive an email every 5 fucking minutes. I'd really appreciate it if they didn't do that anymore. Many Amazon employees, Amazonians, if you will, which I won't, awful nickname, they say they work under such competitive conditions that many have left the office building on a stretcher after suffering a panic attack. They develop stress-related cancers, and in some rare cases, women will suffer miscarriages. Which it's nice to know that after we've been stripped of so many rights this year, that there are companies out there that will still get rid of the baby for you. So kind. Amazon is the type of company that would protest outside of a maternity ward against the loss of so many precious, beautiful careers. You know. Employees, thank you. Employees say they also received emails from their superiors as late as midnight and then woke up to a text message at 6 a.m. asking why they hadn't responded to that email. Which, as a woman that loves too much, I don't see anything wrong with that, and I think that's a perfectly normal way to communicate Steve. Right? Answer my fucking texts. I'm so lonely. So Amazon refers to its firing process. They have a pretty aggressive firing process, and they refer to it as purposeful Darwinism. Yikes, okay. Which, you know what else could be called purposeful Darwinism? The Holocaust. Anti-vaxxers. Letting people die from peanut allergies. Just because they're weak doesn't make it okay, you know? Right. And then there's Facebook. And you know, in order to prep for this roast, I watched a video of Mark Zuckerberg in an interview, which is something I only do when I'm trying not to achieve orgasm. And Jesus Christ, is he okay? Mark Zuckerberg looks like the Amazon miscarriage that lived. Oh, Zucky baby. I would still marry him for his money, I would. But I swear to God, that man did not blink the entirety of the interview. This is my impression of Mark during that interview. I am so sorry about the breach in data. I just want to create a safe world for my daughters. So creepy. It's so terrifying, you know? It's like, why is there no middle ground when it comes to eye contact in Silicon Valley? It's either not at all or way too much. And look, I'm not trying to shit on autism, you know? I love people with autism. My cousin has autism, and if it weren't for undiagnosed, untreated Asperger's, we would not have computer science or stand-up comedy. Thank you. This country is founded and led by untreated mental illness. We wouldn't have it any other way. Breach in data, though, is how we refer to what happened at Cambridge Analytica, a breach in data. You knowingly harvested private user data and sold it to other companies for profit without knowing what they were doing with that information. That's like if I called that night that I pissed myself from drinking too much a breach in self-control. You know, I drank too many liquids, and had I known those liquids would be used for the purpose of destroying your couch, I would not have harvested said liquids. The real problem, though, is I don't think people want privacy. I don't think we care. We all know this is happening. We don't care. You know what people want? Attention. I want attention. And you know, after dating so many terrible men, is Instagram listening to me through the microphone of my phone really that bad? It knows what I want. It knows what I need. You know, at least NSA is watching my stand-up because no one else is. You know, and then there's artificial intelligence. It's not all Terminator and Hal. You know, they say artificial intelligence will actually be used to superimpose other people's faces onto porn stars as revenge. This is true. I read it. Which, oh my God, do you promise? I need a new 10 minutes. I need a new 10 minutes. I need a new Tinder profile. Okay. Which brings me to Vahid. Thank you so much for doing this tonight. It's been a real honor. Vahid, as you know, worked for many years in Serbia on his own startup called BizCloud, a cloud sharing resource for, you guessed it, businesses. He found out the tech giant Computer Science Corporation, otherwise known as CSC, had created a subsidiary company under the exact same name. Vahid challenged the trademark laws. CSC subsequently bizzed all over Vahid's face, forced him to share the trademark and to, quote, "get wrecked, bitch." I mean, truly unbelievable. So, face covered in biz, Vahid suffered a mental breakdown. Again, thank you so much for doing this event tonight and having me. I really appreciate it. And he was sent to a mental institution, which if you want to know what it's like in a mental institution, you can read his book or your Twitter feed right now. It sounds something like that. But it's terrible, it's really terrible. Silicon Valley really is a case of the revenge of the nerds, isn't it? You know? And can we bring the jocks back, please? Because the jocks will break your nose, but the nerds will break your spirit, your right to privacy, and your democracy. It's almost like not talking to women in high school has a bad long-term effect on your mental health. Vahid has, of course, brought us here tonight to bring awareness on the abuses of power in tech, particularly with his own story. And I want to say it was so brave of you to stand on this stage as a physically disabled man to say, please do not let this happen to anyone else. But Vahid believes that there are 5 areas we must address in order to make tech better for everyone. These include equality, employee-employer relations, environmental impact, privacy, and artificial intelligence. Which, personally, I don't think that goes far enough. If it's okay with you, I'd like to pitch my own 6-point plan. This is something that I think we should ask of each and every person who decides they want to work in tech. And this is, can you make me come bitch? That's... If you can't bring a woman to orgasm, I don't think you should be allowed to run a multi-billion-dollar company. That's just my opinion. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's almost like if you can't make a woman come, you lack basic human empathy. I don't know. Thank you. For women? Yeah, of course. Women should be learning how to, well, Listen, I've made a woman come many times, and I will make her come again tonight, so. Thank you. Visualize it. Oh, my dad is still here. My dad is still here. But I do want to say, I think there are good things about technology. I think if you look back in time, technology has coincided with the liberation of a lot of minorities. This holds true for women. In the 1920s, you have the development of the car. Also, women's suffrage goes hand in hand. 1960s, second wave feminism, birth control. And today, we have technology and the Me Too movement. That's beautiful. And also, my vibrator. That is the biggest advancement of technology I want to speak for tonight, you know? USB recharge, oh, mine is not USB yet. She'll be selling outside tonight if anyone wants a vibrator, which I think is important, you know, because as a woman, I do have a hard time coming. That's my signature move in bed. Please don't take it. That's where I'm at. That's where we're going to pivot tonight. That's where I'm going to leave you on. You know, I think the vibrator is too good. I think it's too good. I think that's the problem with technology. I think that's why men are scared of technology. Because it's too good, it works too quickly. Like, I wish there were headphones that attached to the vibrator, and every 5 seconds there was just a recording of a guy's voice asking me if I'd come yet. I'm like, well, I was about to. Every 10 minutes it dies, and it's like, I'm sorry, I haven't done this in a while. And you're like, okay, we did this last night. Well, guys, that is all the time that I have for you tonight. I have to go smoke a fatty with Elon Musk. I just want to thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your evening and give it up for Vahid!
Wow, Chloe, thank you so much.